Can You Relate with Kathy Dawson is presented by CK Media Productions.
Hi everyone. Happy New Year. I'm Kathy Dawson. Welcome to Can You Relate? This is a show all about relationships. Now, if you haven't tuned in before, this is our new time slot. We're going to be here with you every week, Monday at 12:30, right after the noon news. This show is for you. It's about all kinds of relationships, whether it's you and your spouse, you and your children, you and your in-laws, you and your coworker. This show's designed to help you. Now, before we get started on this new show and the new time slot, I want to talk about a makeover. It's the new year. I want to talk about a woman who's come in, and her name is Tracy Ziem. She's 24, and she has volunteered to do a makeover. So throughout the show, you're going to see the process of this, and we'll have the reveal later. But first, I want you to meet two special people who have a very special relationship, father-son, and they have a relationship with Broadway. So let's get started. You know, you think of a Broadway producer, you think of New York City, you think of the Big Apple, the Great White Way. Well, we have two people here I want to introduce you to, Scott and Brian Zeilinger. What's your name?
Zeilinger. I don't know.
Thank you. Scott and Brian Zeilinger. You two are from Cleveland, and you're Broadway producers, and you've produced many, many shows. So I want to start with you, Brian. Tell us a little bit about the shows, what you're working on.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here, Kathy. Right now, we're working on a big musical that we've been working on for a while called Catch Me If You Can, which is based on the Steven Spielberg movie with Tom Hanks and Leo DiCaprio. And what we did is we took the movie and we took the original source material, which is a book, because it's based on a true story. And we took that and we said, this is going to be a fantastic idea for a musical. So we put together the production team, and it's going to be opening this spring on Broadway.
April 10th, right?
Yes,
at the Neil Simon Theater.
The Neil Simon Theater.
This is so exciting. Now, you guys had this in Seattle for a while, right? Didn't it play in Seattle? And it did so well there that you moved it to Broadway.
Yeah, we did. The audience response was terrific. The critical acclaim was terrific. And it was because of that that we felt it was time to move it to Broadway.
That's wonderful. And what other shows are you involved in?
Well, right now we're doing the Pee Wee Herman show, which is a transfer to Broadway from a run in Los Angeles.
Oh, there he is.
And there's Pee Wee. And
is he playing? I mean, he's in.
It is Paul Rubens who played Pee Wee all those years ago. He looks amazing. He's just as funny, if not more, than he was back then. And it's his big comeback. All of the characters are there. The original Pee Wee Herman show, Pee Wee's Playhouse, is actually based on a stage show that he had with the Groundlings in L.A.
Okay.
So what he did is he took the show and took the stage show and sort of melded them together into this brand new stage experience.
And then we have Robin Williams up on the screen.
We have Robin Williams too in the spring. That's Bengal Tiger at the Baghdad Zoo, which is a fantastic dark comedy, a commentary on the Iraqi War.
Oh, wow.
It's sort of the Angels in America of this decade, and that was actually out in LA also at Center Theater Group, and we saw it, and it was just such a powerful piece. And
when's that coming? In March?
That's coming in March.
Okay.
So it's right around the same time.
Okay.
And it's a great showcase for Robin Williams. He is going to be amazing in it.
And
what isn't a great showcase for Robin?
The playwright, actually, Rajiv Joseph, is actually from Cleveland Heights.
Really?
So, yes.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
yeah. So.
Any other shows? I mean, not like this isn't enough, but.
Well, recently we did Lend Me a Tenor, directed by Stanley Tucci, starring Tony Shalhoub, Anthony LaPaglia, Justin Bartha, and that was last spring on Broadway at the Music Box. And, and that was fantastic. That was a revival. So that show was originally on about a decade and a half ago, and we decided to bring it back with sort of a new vision. And it was Stanley's first time directing on Broadway. He's directed movies before, but it was brilliant.
Don't get me started on Stanley Tucci. Love this guy. Now, you're producers. How do you produce a Broadway show from Cleveland?
With a lot of attention to detail, and you should see our phone bills. It's, you know, our shows are in Australia, London, New York. We'll do tryouts on the West Coast, but really with the internet and teleconferencing,
amazing.
Thus far, a lot of flights leaving from Cleveland and Continental. It's been fairly easy. And Brian's based in New York, and he runs the business out of New York.
I'm based in New York.
Oh, wow, okay.
But really, with Skype and with the phone, you can be really anywhere and do it. There's a producer who we've partnered with before who lives in Australia.
That's amazing.
It's sort of this, it's such a small community even though it's global. Everybody still knows everybody.
Well, we are just so thrilled that you're here.
Thank you.
And I have a favor to ask. Would you stick around because I'm going to need you in the last segment of the show?
Sure.
Okay, great. Well, if anyone would like to know more about these wonderful shows that are being put on, including the one that's coming up, Catch Me If You Can, in April, on April 10th, you can go to your website at scottzeilinger.com.
That's correct.
Stay tuned because we have more of Can You Relate?
Up next, who's ready for a relationship roundup? This team is talking about the same timely topics you are. And later in the show, are you starting the new year with old debt? We'll help you balance your budget.
Infrared breast imaging is a non-invasive breast scan that has no touch, pain, or radiation, and it can detect abnormalities years before a mammogram. So schedule your IRBI scan at 440-239-3438 or visit our website at tenpennyimc.com, where you can be an IRBI girl.